Welcome to day 8 of this speaking challenge. Today is about pronunciation, and we're going to be working with the verbs in the simple past tense, regular verbs. Regular verbs, if you would remember, regular verbs are those that ends in ed. And sometimes students get very confused about the pronunciation. Today, we are going to be working with 6 verbs that mainly the ending are with id and t. Those are the ones that we're going to be looking at today. And then we will leave the D sound for a later video. So we're going to practice 6 verbs and sentences using them. The first verb is post. Post is the present, is the present tense. And posted, posted is the id sound, id. So your tongue, the tip of your tongue is touching the upper palate of your mouth. Posted, id, id, posted. Now we're gonna practice in a sentence. She just posted a new lesson on Instagram. Now repeat after you listen. She just posted a new lesson on Instagram. Your turn. Let's go with the second sentence. I posted my first picture on Facebook. Let's do it again. I posted my first picture on Facebook. Okay, let's go with the second. Start, started. Start, started. So this is id, start. Many students have difficulties pronouncing the initial S, especially ST. So remember, it's not started. That's not. It should be sta, sta, started, started, started. So now let's go with the sentences. I started a new program for English learners. I started a new program for English learners. Noticed, okay? If you noticed, I didn't say I started. No, I said I started. I started. So it's like if you blend the two sounds, the I started. I started. It's like I started. Let's do it again. I started. I started a new program for English learners. The second sentence, the same. I started going to the gym yesterday. I started going to the gym yesterday. Okay, let's go with the next. Decide, decided. Decide, decided. Now, let's go with the sentences. She decided to apply for that new job. She decided to apply for that new job. The second sentence. We decided to sell the house. We decided to sell the house. Okay. Let's go ahead and stop. Stopped. Stop. Stopped. So this is challenging because we have stopped, stop. We don't blow the air, right? No soplamos el aire directamente. We say stopped, stop. Es como un stop. Paramos el aire, stopped. Y luego solamente hacemos el sonido de Let's practice just the past tense. Stopped, stopped, stopped. Yes, it's very challenging because we have the ST at the beginning. So we have to start with stop, stopped. Now, let's try in the sentences. I stopped going to that store because the cashier was rude. Let's do it again. I stopped going to that store because the cashier was rude. Notice how I blend the I stopped. I didn't say I stopped. No, I stopped. I stopped going to that store. That store. So again, we blend the T, the T sound with the S. I stopped going to that store because the cashier was rude. Let's do it again. I stopped going to that store because the cashier was rude. Okay, let's go with the second. He stopped practicing English and he has forgotten some of it. Let's do it again. He stopped practicing English and he has forgotten some of it. Okay, so here we have a present perfect, no? Ha olvidado. That is how we say el ha olvidado. He has forgotten some of it. But don't worry, present perfect is also at the end of this challenge. So let's go with our next verb. Replenish, replenished. Sht, sht. That's the end sound. Sh. This ed is mute. We don't pronounce it. Replenished, replenished. Meaning of replenished, to fill something back up or make it complete again after it was used or emptied. So for example, let's say that in the supermarket, they had avocados. They have avocados, sorry. And in the avocado, people buy them. And then there are no more avocados. So the supermarket has to replenish the avocado tray. They have to replenish the avocado. So that is to replenish. When you replenish something, you fill up, you fill up something again. Okay, let's go ahead and practice pronunciation here. They replenished the stock yesterday. Let's do it again. They replenished the stock yesterday. Let's go with the second sentence. She replenished the avocado supply earlier today. Again, she replenished the avocado supply earlier today. Good. So replenish the stock. When we talk about a stock, means like the amount of things, no? The inventory, stock. The stock in this case, when, for example, you work in a store, in a supermarket, you work in a warehouse, um, you have the stock, you have your inventory of things. So the stock is similar to the inventory of the products. And let's go with parked, 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 parked. So let's go with the sentences. She parked the car in front of my house. Let's do it again. She parked the car in front of my house. Let's go with the second sentence. I parked kind of far away from the entrance. Let's do it again, second time. I parked kind of far away from the entrance. I parked kind of far away from the entrance. When we talk about the entrance of a place, it's like the door, the door to go inside the place. We talk about the entrance of the stadium, the entrance of the mall, the entrance of a house. Yes, it can be, but it's the door that lets you go inside the place. That is the entrance. I parked kind of far away from the entrance. Far away means that I have to walk. It's not near, it's at a distance. So, did you notice the pattern? Did you notice the pattern? The verbs stopped, parked, replenished. The ed ending sounds as t. The verbs posted, started, and decided. The ed ending sounds at id. So that, because precisely that is the rule. If the words ends in, if the verb in the present tense ends in P, sorry, SH, CH, then, and others, the ED is gonna sound at T. If the verbs ends in T or D in the present tense, then the ED sounds is gonna end as id. Okay, so this is your practice for today. What is going to be your speaking practice? Because today you practice pronunciation, repeating after me, but you have to start using those verbs in your own sentences. Yes, you have to think of a sentence, write it down, and then say your sentences out loud. Your speaking practice for today. Use the verbs posted, started, decided, replenished, parked, and stopped in your own sentences. Make at least 2 sentences with each. If you want, you can share your sentences in the comments in this video. Read your sentences out loud. Yes, you have to record yourself, listen, and if you don't like it, do it again. Okay, listen to the video again, watch the video again, and do it again. Practice really makes improvements. That is the idea of this challenge. Every single day, I'm gonna be giving you something that you can practice your English and your speaking. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye.